Some people think that whom is just an old English word that doesn't have much use in today's language, but they're wrong. Whom, though it sounds really fancy, is actually just as commonly used today as its counterpart, who. Who and whom are both pronouns that are used when you're talking about someone else, but each is used in a different grammatical situation. Who is the subject of the sentence. It is the person the sentence is about or the person completing an action. For example, who is coming with us? Whom, on the other hand, refers to the object of a verb or preposition. It is the person receiving the action of the verb. Whom did she invite? The action of inviting is being received by whom. When you're trying to decide between who and whom, a quick tip would be, if you ignore anything before and also any indications of gender, ask yourself, can you replace the word in question with he? If so, then use who. If you can replace the word with him, then use whom. I understand that not every sentence is going to be referring to a male. I just like to use this trick of he with who and him with whom, because it's usually pretty easy to remember. He, who, him, whom. It's kind of a mnemonic in a sense. One thing to keep in mind though, if you are going to try to replace the word with him, it might require some rearrangement if the sentence is actually in fact needing whom. And let's go over a few examples of that. Let's take a look here at this first one. Blank would like to go on vacation. I'm going to ask myself, would I replace this with he or him? He would like to go on vacation. That works. Would him? Him would like to go on vacation. Doesn't work. So because he works, so does who. That's also because who is the subject of the sentence. The next one, blank, do you believe? Would I say, do you believe he? Or would I say, do you believe him? Clearly it's do you believe him. Notice I had to rearrange the sentence in order for the him or the he to work. In other words, I had to basically answer that question. Even so, in rearranging it the same way, it's clear that him works better than he, so that's why we use whom. Also, whom is the one receiving the action? It is the object. I do not know with blank I will go to the prom. So would you say, I will go to the prom with he? I will go to the prom with him. Clearly, it's him. Also, notice I had to rearrange that to make it work, which is a good clue that it's probably whom. Blank made these awesome quesadillas. He made these awesome quesadillas. Him made these awesome quesadillas. We're going to go with he, which means I'm going to write who. Should I talk about my appointment with he? Should I talk about my appointment with him? Because it's him, and notice I had to do some rearranging, it's whom. He drives her mother's car to school. Ooh, that's weird because of the her, but remember I said ignore gender. He drives or him drives? Let's go with he, which means it's who. So if this part is kind of throwing you off, just ignore it and go to the verb. The car is driven to school by him. The car is driven to school by he. Obviously it's him. Notice the answer is whom, but I didn't have to really rearrange the sentence, so not every whom requires a rearrangement. I should vote for he. I should vote for him. We're going to go with him, which means our answer is whom. The book was about he. The book was about him. Since it's him, we go with whom. He is eligible for coverage. Him is eligible for coverage. Clearly it's he, and notice the confusing part with the think about, I just went and ignored that. We selected him. We selected he. I had to rearrange that a bit, which is a good clue. It's probably whom. He is calling. Him is calling. Since it's he, we choose who. And again, I ignored the part that was confusing. So it's okay to kind of ignore certain parts of it as long as you're focusing in on the main parts of the sentence to decide if you're going to say he or him. And if you say he, then choose who. If you say him, then choose whom. And that's really just because he is also a subject and him is also an object. So they're good substitutes for who and whom.